is a little bit older and already had some things denied because of the Obamacare that's already in place that normally was paid for before. It's not being paid for now. And they were told, you know, when you're in another year or so, if you're over 75, you know, you just forget health care. Probably worse than being a vet. So yeah, it's a disaster. We can't. It's not going to work. We can't afford it. So why don't we do something about this? You know, we got to have all the common sense, right? So, but nobody asks us to do that.
All right, forget the politics.
So okay, let's get back. You asked the question.
I gotta say something, you guys, because I'll tell you something about Dr. Bob and his pipes. And y'all know me, and I talk to much and stuff like that, but this guy makes all three kinds of the major kinds of finishes on pipes: straight grains, glass, and this guy makes the best rustication in the world. If Jim Cook is the best blaster, if you think Jim Cook's the best blaster, this guy is the best rustication. Look at his rustication. It's phenomenal. It's like it's not even natural. I mean, it's just, and it is natural. Those pipes are just phenomenal rustication. So if you like rustication, you better take a close look at them.
Thank you.
The other thing I can add too, his hawk bills. Put Costello's to shame.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Costello is the father of hawk bills. But look at his hawk bill.
You know, this is something what Pete is saying. I mean, the guys that go to the pipe shows and they're buying pipes all the time. This is the guy that makes the hawk bills that everybody wants. I mean, you can't keep them on the table. I mean, they are just phenomenal hawk bills.
The other thing I'd like to say is to thank Jim for this evening and making this possible. If anybody wants to take one of these pipes home, I'll do a special tonight for the group here, about 15% off. Not about 15% off. So if anybody wants to, be glad to do that tonight. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. Anybody have any questions for Dr. Bob?
No political.
No political. When you first started, what kind of quality briar were you able to get? And what are you using now?
Okay. When I first started, I did a lot of apprentice work with Jimmy Boswell. You know Joe? Pennsylvania, Chambersburg. You guys know Boswell?
I know Boswell, yeah.
And so I did a lot of apprentice work with him, and I really got all the basics down. But I got a ton of Grecian wood from him, and it was quality Grecian. So some of these have Grecian in them. And then, over the last many years, mostly wood from Italy.
From Mimo.
Mimo wood,
Mimo?
yeah.
That's where most of the top carvers, I think, are getting their wood. You hear more and more about Mimo sells all the guys.
Yeah.
But his wood is, excellent.
Are you doing any special curing process on your woods at all? Or?
No, not at all.
And you mentioned to me earlier also on your bits, you're using lucite and what materials are you using on your bits?
Yeah, I use both acrylic and vulcanite. I really like working with the rubber. That's my favorite. It's just so much easier to work with, and it's just there's a lot of rod stock out now that has great colors in it and nice patterns, and it's just it's a wonderful. But it's 50-50. People like the firmer acrylic. Some people like the rubber. Some people don't like rubber because it oxidizes and all that stuff. So.
I threw it.
Do you? With the rubber?
Yeah. How about your red, white, and blue?
Oh, yeah, should have. I put a red, white, and blue dots on here because I was really
You gotta
happy.
speak louder. I didn't hear you.
Red, white, and blue for Old Glory. That's what they stand for. So I wanted these to be American-made, you know, good old U.S. stuff.
Good,
So that's the red, white, and blue part on there.
good.
I had 3 designations. I just simplified it to 2, P and H. One was patriot, you know, trying to have that basic, good old American, patriotic kind of person. And then heritage, which is more of a trying to get that idea of some heritage thing because of the, you know, because of the country and the heritage we all have and all that stuff.
Is that on all your pipes?
The what?
The red, white, and blue?
Yes.
The logos on all your
Yes.
pipes?
Yeah, one person came up to me and they said, "How do you get away with that white dot? Isn't that Dunhill?" You know, and the red and the blue had blended in, so they didn't see it. But, yeah,
I'm curious about something. You mentioned American pipes. Do American pipes sell overseas in the same way foreign pipes sell here? Oh,
I don't think so. Do you?
You have an opinion on that?
Do American pipes sell as good in Europe as European pipes sell over here? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
Thank you.
I don't think
He
so.
said no.
The next question is why?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, that we all ought to be buying American when it comes to pipes, just like, you know, we're told to buy American cars and everything else. We should be thinking about it, especially in this economy. Because we're not gonna have the American pipe makers if we don't start, you know, and there's no reason not to. There's so many good guys, you know, Bob's an example of it. And I'm very serious what I told you guys about the rustication. Even if you're not going to buy a pipe tonight, take a look at them. I mean, you got to see that rustication.
There's no mass producers here like Savinelli.
Right.
Makes a piece of pipe and then pipe. We're not having it.
I'm thinking of outsourcing my stuff to China, but I probably will.
Surface, yeah. Yeah.
I get the bits made over in China and charge much less for
Look at it close.
And the bowls are particle board.
Oh, yeah.
Does anybody ever use Algerian briar anymore?
Yes, yeah, it's still around. It's a little bit harder. Bob's got a lot of it. He uses a lot of it. Bob, you want to know if anybody uses Algerian briar anymore? Bob's got had a pretty good amount.
Yeah, there's some of it around. It isn't as predominant as it used to be. You know, it was Algerian briar. You know, you couldn't get it during the war, and then after the war, they opened it up, and you got a lot of it in then. But most of it nowadays is very old stuff. Like I have a supply of what's called red Algerian that's about 60 years old. And it's almost depleted. I mean, I'm down to maybe, I could probably make 20 more pipes out of it. But Algerian doesn't have as nice a grain as, in general, I'm speaking. You know, of course, you can find a block that's got nice grain and so forth, but as the Italian, the Corsican, the Spanish, and stuff like that. But they're excellent smoking pipes. Larry's smoking one there,